This conference will now be recorded.
Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, call the meeting to order. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here today. Spartan crew today. Do we have any changes to the agenda, Mr. Opka?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, on page 2 of the agenda, plat number 21, with the applicant being Beck Construction, West Springs plat, that one has been pulled. Other than that, I don't have any
Motion to approve the amended agenda.
It's been moved by you and seconded by Tisdale to approve the amended agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Do we have any conflicts today?
I have none.
I'm sure you all looked at the minutes as the county commission minutes. Do we have
Motion approved. Second.
And moved by Tisdale, seconded by Palmer to approve the county commission minutes from April 28th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, and what would you like to do with the Board of Adjustment? Oh, we need to recess as a county commission and convene as Board of Adjustment.
Move to recess Francis County Commission, convene as Board of Adjustment.
Second.
And moved by Tisdale, seconded by Flanagan to recess as county commission and convene as Board of Adjustment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, motion carries. We are the Board of Adjustment.
Motion approved minutes. Second.
Been moved by Flanagan, seconded by Tisdale to approve the Board of Adjustment minutes from the April 28th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
Move to recess from Board of Adjustment, convenes county commission.
Second.
Actually, we need to go to Board of Equalization.
Oh,
Yes,
geez.
no, you're good, and then we
Yeah,
can go
so-
there.
And then we can go there. We can't make that jump otherwise. Okay, so it's been moved to adjourn the Board of Adjustment and convene as county commission. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
So now we have to convene, recess as the county commission.
Board of
Okay, convene as
Equalization.
the Board of Equalization. Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Flanagan, seconded by Tisdale to recess as county commission and convene as Board of Equalization. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay. we are the
I
Board
will
of Equalization.
adjourn as Board of Adjustment, or Board of Equalization.
Just approve the minutes.
Need to do minutes.
Oh, I thought we did the minutes. Sorry. Jeez.
Not for the
I know,
equalization.
So excited about.
It's so, it's so confusing.
Second? Yes.
Fine.
Okay, been moved by
Perfect.
Tisdale, seconded by Flanagan to approve the minutes, the Board of Equalization minutes from April 28th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, those minutes are approved. Now
I
we
make
need
the motion to recess as the Board of Equalization.
Adjourn.
Adjourn as the county
Adjourn.
commission.
Adjourn.
Don't we want to aren't we done? Oh, adjourn.
Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
Thank
Yes.
you. Planning.
Second. I had it
It's
right.
been moved by Flanagan, seconded by Tisdale to adjourn as Board of Equalization and
Reconvene.
reconvene as county commission. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Good work.
Any opposed? Okay,
That was exhausting.
I'm gonna sit quiet.
I had to script it to keep it straight.
Yes, yes. Okay, good work. Got that.
all right. Everybody have a chance to look at the bills.
I'm good.
Have any questions on them?
No.
What would you like to do with the bill?
I make a motion to pay the bills.
Second. And moved by Ewing, seconded by Comer to pay the bills again this month. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, motion carries. Personnel.
Chairman, I have 10 different personnel requests. Do you want me just to do them all at once and approve them as a bunch? Okay. I'll start with the auditor. I have Nicole Coons. I'm requesting a cell phone per diem of $50 per month, effective on 5/17 of 2026. And then Dave is hiring his seasonal employees for the summer. Thomas Mady, sprayer GPS 1, grade 1, base pay of $18.40. They'll be a full-time seasonal employee effective 5/11. And then Thomas John Solomon, sprayer GPS 1, grade 1, base pay of $18.40, also full-time seasonal effective 5/11. And Terrain Posma, same, effective the sprayer GPS 1, grade 1, base pay of $18.40, full-time seasonal effective 5/11. And then going to the sheriff's office, we have a new hire, Leah LJ Sanders. We have deputy 1, grade 1, base pay of $31.69, full-time permanent employee, effective 5/12. Daniel Howard, new hire. It'll be a correction officer 1, grade 2, base pay of $25.30. He will be a part-time fill-in employee, effective 5/12. Andrea Stewart is a new hire. It will be a correction officer 1, grade 1, base pay of $24.80, also part-time fill-in, effective 5/12. And then Miranda Dove, this is a classification change, moving to a correction officer sergeant, grade 1, base pay of $28.23, full-time permanent employee, effective 5/17. And then also Taylor Benson, classification change, going to a dispatcher 3, grade 1, base pay of $28.23, full-time permanent employee, also effective on 5/17. And then also Paul Thompson is requesting the donation of sick leave for Barb Baker having surgery on May 14th and needing approval to allow employees to donate to her.
Nicole is working on polling places, is that what she?
Yep,
is?
election, yep,
Yep, election things.
yes.
Motion to approve the new hires and the classification changes
Second.
Were you putting sick leave in there too?
and sick leave
And cell phone per diem.
And
and self-work review.
As presented.
Yep.
Yeah.
Been moved by Ewing, seconded by Comer to approve all of the personnel requests. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, motion carries. Didn't have any travel requests, do we?
I do not.
Okay,
Right.
on to the auditor's account with the treasurer.
The auditor's account for the treasurer is as of April 30th, 2026. Total amount of deposits in the bank is $39,494,833.01. And that balance is our bank balance of $38,369,560. Our money market, $1,125,273. Oh, no, let me start that one again. $1,125,273.01. A total amount of cash, 1,350. Total amount of treasurer's drafts and checks in their possession not exceeding 3 days is $1,316,220.35. Total amount of cash in transit is $12,535,035. Petty cash, $2,725 for a total of $40,827,663.71. Thank you.
Move to approve the auditor's account treasurer. Second.
Moved by Flanagan, seconded by Tisdale to approve the auditor's account with the treasurer. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, motion carries. Very approved. A raffle request, Mr. Upka.
Mr. Chairman, raffle request submitted on behalf of Republican, Northern Hills Republican Women with a date of event to be October 10th of this year. Looking for a motion not to object.
Move to not object.
Second.
Been moved by Tisdale, seconded by Ewing to not object to the raffle for the Northern Hills Republican Women. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Okay, motion carries. We will not object.
And Mr. Chairman, I just noted that
We did miss that. Yep.
county convention, September 15th and 16th, Sioux Falls. I'm not sure if the block of rooms has been opened yet. Is it open? So if you're interested in that, maybe let me know. Usually we have to, I don't have the registration form yet or any of that, but we have to do that pretty well in advance so that you can approve it for the bills to be paid before the registration deadline. Does that make sense? And so I'm not sure exactly what date that is.
Yeah, so if you plan to go, let me know. I have to do it online, so
Great.
I'll have to register you through the new portal that they created.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, really?
Is this our normal fall convention? How come that they usually have it in Pier?
It's in Sioux Falls.
It moves around.
It's
a couple years. It rotates from Rapid City to Pier to.
That's right. Usually did
So
that.
anyway, just so you know, probably if you're interested in going, we'll probably get you registered sooner than later and get the bill submitted for payment, the registration.
I will need to go to that.
You'll need a room too. Or is your room paid for through your social security association?
Not for this one, I don't think.
I think I might commit as well.
I will check though.
We'll verify next time.
Perfect.
I did skip over scheduling a department head meeting. Do we want to do that right now? Do we have possible dates?
No, I think it's rather open. So in context, the department heads met a week ago or so, as they normally do at this time of year, leading up to the budget. And there was interest expressed amongst the department heads to meet with the commissioners. And I remembered, I think it was Commissioners Jennings and Tisdale had indicated that they plan to meet with the department heads at some point. So those things sort of align. So they're looking to maybe designate a couple of you to meet with the department heads. I don't know, could be this week. Is that good for you, Brenda? Next week?
And I'm gone next week. It's the week of the 25th.
After
Do
1
something the week of the
August.
25th.
I think they want to talk about some budget things, so it'd have to be.
So we need to get her done.
Yeah.
I'm pretty open on the 25th, except, or the week of the 25th, except for the commission meeting.
I am too. Monday's the holiday, I think. Yeah, it is.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Free that day too.
So that's a Thursday. I'm looking at the wrong day.
25th is
25th is
Memorial Day.
That's Memorial Day, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Next day is county commission.
That's not a good time for me, but you guys can see it
Mhm.
without me.
So would
We
we
can
do
do
it
it when-
before or after the meeting or what?
I probably have to do it after the meeting, so 27th, 28th, or 29th.
None of that week's good for you, Brittany.
Yeah, it's just busy with election stuff, so, but I mean, you guys can meet
Oh,
with
sure,
me.
first, second.
So if we wait till after the election,
right
we're
in.
crowding the budget things pretty close. When, because the budgets are due the 11th,
Yeah, the 8th, 9th,
the 9th.
or 8th, June 9th, at
June,
8 o'clock.
Monday day.
Should we
Right,
try to-
Brian?
Should we try to do it?
Yes.
Should we try to do it on the 4th after we do the?
Canvas, we could do that, that would work.
Why don't we do that?
Would that work?
Okay,
That
so
would
like
be
9
awesome.
o'clock maybe.
And
or
you're already
something?
here.
The canvas is in the morning, right?
Yeah, right, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we have P and Z in the afternoon.
That would actually be, thank you all very much for,
Yep, that'd work.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I was gonna mention that, just so you know, too, that June 4th at 8 o'clock will be the special, a special meeting to canvass the election and then also to choose the precincts and I think the contest for the audit as well. We've done that before 2 years ago. So about 8,
Oh, I forgot about that.
right? So maybe should I go June 4th at 8:30 or 9? Probably 8:30 for the department meeting? 8:30, okay. Or as soon as after.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you.
Same.
thank you.
Okay. Sheriff Dean, do you have anything for us this morning?
Just real briefly, good morning. Things are going well up on the hill. At 42% of the year, we're at 76% of our goal, with approximately 783,270 and 78 cents in revenue to date. So I think we're functioning very well. And as always, we appreciate the support. So that's what I have, unless you have questions for me.
No,
That was great.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Brian.
Thank you.
Keep him calm, Pat.
Do my best.
8:20. Public hearing.
Yeah, public hearing at 8:25. Open bids at a certain time.
Okay, John can start if you wanted him to.
We got about 10 minutes, John. Do you want to try to knock out a couple of things?
you can get a couple of things covered, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
All right. We did, Sean Hogard with DRM did get back to me on that project up on the Terry Summit Road, and he gave me a completion date, a start and a completion date of May 18th to May 22nd. So they did submit a traffic control plan with it. It would be working during daylight hours only, and they would have flaggers on the scene to control that. I also threw on the stipulation, I wouldn't let them do any of the loading from the road. They could park on the road, but I would not allow them to have any of the tracked equipment on it. With that being said, I would recommend allowing them to do that.
Move to follow the recommendation. Second.
And moved by Flanagan, seconded by Tisdale to follow the highway superintendent's recommendations and approve the permit to occupy the right of way. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Great, motion carries. Right, that is approved.
Thank you.
The second thing I have, Perry Jewett has submitted the memorandum of understanding and the indemnity agreement for the Dakota 5.0 and Pine Island Gravel Odyssey. I think this is probably the 4th annual that they've done this, that we've been making them submit an MOU. So they did include the insurance information, listing Lawrence County as a certificate holder. I also did request, and I will make sure when I get my computer up and going again, that I want them to make sure that they are aware that this is contingent upon them notifying law enforcement at the time of each event. And as long as they agree to do that, which they have in the past, I don't know why they wouldn't, but I would recommend that we approve the MOU for this bike race.
Motion to follow recommendation. Second.
And moved by Flanagan, seconded by Tisdale to follow recommendations and approve the bike race, as we've not really had any complaints in the years that they've been doing this. A little bit of traffic.
No, they, the roads are public and they're open to bike traffic anyway.
Mhm.
I don't know that we can really stop them from doing it, to be quite honest with you, but I like the fact that they're willing to do it with our terms and provide insurance information and also, notify law enforcement so everybody's aware.
I didn't catch the motion.
I made a motion.
To approve. Flanagan and Tisdale.
Why do you have to look at me for a second? You got me trained.
All right, then moved and seconded to approve the Pine Island Bike Race Memorandum of Understanding. Permitting, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, that is also approved.
And that's it that I have for anything that needs signatures at this time. We did have a pre-construction meeting last Friday for the Elmore Bridge. It looks like that because of the American Dipper has reattached a nest to the bridge. Now, we removed all the nests a year ago when they went dormant and they built their own nest. And we took the nest boxes off, and so now we're held up again. It looks like August 1st is going to be the start date of that bridge reconstruction or replacement. So hopefully that works. I don't know. The contractor was a little put out because it's kind of cuts into their time. They don't have a lot of time to do this.
So it's August 1st before the American Dipper has had its eggs and blown the nest, or?
Yeah, yes, hopefully. I don't know. Unless something happens and it's gone before then, but wait on a bird. But anyway, so August 1st is when they're tentatively are setting for the start of construction of that bridge. They did say that they thought it was about an 8-week project. I don't know, that might be a little, I think it might take them a little longer than that, but we'll see. Grand Guard's very good at building bridges, so hopefully they can. It's not a big bridge.
Well, when there's snowflakes in the air, people tend to work a little quicker.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what's going on that. We did start on the Tinton Road. We got to, as of today, we're just short of a mile of road gravelled. We do have the whole road has been reshaped. All of the drainage has been repaired. We did have to replace a couple of culverts in there. We did find a couple bad culverts. So we started graveling it, and our anticipation is about 2 weeks worth of gravel. So we should be done with that.
I went up there, it looks fantastic.
We've got nothing but compliments. So far, it's been real good. The
Unbelievable.
only complaints we got is we're not going farther.
Yeah.
I'm sure,
So,
I'm sure. Keep
a lot of
going.
people want us to go all the way, so.
Oh, I'm sure.
But anyway, it's going well and it's looking good. It's gonna be a real nice road.
Everybody's been very appreciative of how quickly you jumped on.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as we
Yeah.
got the agreement signed, you guys are up there, then the next day.
Yeah, as soon as we had that agreement, we went up there and we started. So we got rid of a lot of trees. We plan on getting that done quickly, and it's working well. It's going nice. I will pass these out just so you have them. I did it on the sheet there. This has the engineer's estimate for our bid opening today. And it has a list of some of the proposed plan holders, so hopefully we got quite a few bids.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We got the city of Spearfish here. That,
These cities, spearfish.
they got a plat they'd like to talk about. We did talk about this plat here a while back. They brought this to us and we reviewed it. One of my comments was just where they had proposed the entrance to the two lots after it's been divided wasn't gonna be great sight distance to the west, and they did have the the owners move the approach, so. They are also asking for extra right of way, which we can talk about that. Just, so, that we know that we're not asking for the extra right of way.
Yeah, we do have the preferred language on there for the signature block, just stating that the county does not, in signing the plat, accept that dedication of right of way. The applicants on this are John and Jeannie Rogers. It's about a 12-acre parcel being divided into 2 lots there. We do understand that access spacing here is likely going to prevent further subdivision of this lot or require shared access. Happy to take any questions that you all may have.
Where does the road come up? I didn't see this in my packet anywhere.
It's in the drive under highway. That's where I got it
Right
right
there,
there.
under Spearfish Plat, right in front of my face.
Yeah.
It's like I
Wigan and
swear I'm
Oliver
looking
is
at-
the intersection there.
Go ahead. Yeah,
The-
no, I
the
know where you
zoning
are.
is SRD, so residential.
You see it at Black Drive.
Yeah. Yeah, because is this where they cut a new access off of McGuigan?
No, this access will be off of Oliver, West Oliver.
It's on the south end of that big piece.
I know where it is. I don't see a driveway on the plat that I'm looking at right here.
I think this is, so this was the original,
I see.
but I think this is where they have now proposed
Up
the
on-
access is gonna be on this end of that. I asked them to move it 40 feet to the west because the site distance to the west was poor.
So it's the little square in the right hand corner,
Correct.
track M4. DTLA.
That will be the access. And it'll be a shared access to access both those lots, correct?
Yes, sir.
So.
Yes, go ahead, Bruce.
Do you mind, on the plat, is the language, is it the STCL language 11.3.12 or whatever it is? Is that what, that you have on there?
11.3-12.
Yes.
Yep.
I believe, I'm just, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's the statutory language of by signing the plat that you're not required to open, improve, or maintain any such dedicated road, right? So.
Then you said you put the other stuff on there that we don't take the right away.
Any other questions for this issue item or action?
I was trying to avoid it, so I'm both. Move to approve. I'll second.
And moved by Tisdale, seconded by Comer to approve the plat. Is that what
Me
we're
approving that I signed the plat as a highway authority.
Okay, authorizing John Bay to sign it as a highway authority with the language concerning the right of way for the county. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, that is approved.
It is 11.
24 point something. Next item of business, public hearing for supplemental budget for the mining severance tax fund. Less than a minute, we can start that. There we go.
Ready?
All right, we will have the public hearing for resolution 2026-16 for supplemental budget.
All right, this is the supplemental budget hearing for the $3,000 for the severance tax that you approved to pay to the Deadwood Lead Economic Development. This is giving me budget authority to write them a check out of the severance tax.
Transfer the money. Yep. All right, this is a public hearing. If you have a comment concerning this action, we invite you to stand and introduce yourself and give us your address and make your comment, please. Anybody in the gallery here that'd like to comment on this?
Yes.
Anybody online?
Paid.
Okay, seeing none, we'll close the public hearing and offer it up to the commissioners for questions or action.
Who to approve?
Second.
Moved by Flanagan, seconded by Ewing to approve the supplemental budget action from the economic or mining severance funds to Deadwood Lead Economic Development Corporation. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, that is taken care of. I assume we need to wait until 8:30 to open bids, so we'll take.
You still got one more public
Regular
hearing.
liquor, like,
Oh, I missed that. Okay, yep, thanks for catching that.
We'll have a bunch of signatures.
We'll open public hearing for issuance of all beverage license renewals.
Chairman.
Yes, please.
We have received the applications. I just want to note, we have 2 of the applicants that have not paid their taxes yet, so per the motion to, we would need to put that in there, that fees will not be mailed to the state until those taxes have been paid. Subject to, yes. So just, it is Fish and Fry Campground and the crossing that's Spearfish Canyon, which is the Old Cheyenne Crossing. So this,
Okay.
that will need to be noted so that until those are paid, we can't move forward with those. Yeah, no, we have not had any complaints from law enforcement, so other than that, everything is good.
Public hearing.
Okay, we will open the public hearing. If you have any comment on this, on the malt beverage license renewals, we invite you to make a comment. Same rules, just stand and introduce yourself and give us your address. Any comments? Yes, sir.
Howard Dale and Kel Peters, we've got an objection to one of them. Carol's gonna, we got a handout.
This is concerning the Boar's Nest on 1485. I've got a copy of what I'm saying. Dale is my husband and he's got an eye infection, so I'm reading for him. My name is Dale Peters, my wife Carol Jean, and I live across from the Boar's Nest. We've lived here in that property for 52 years, we'll be 53 this fall. Our neighbors Leon Merkel and Robert Bobby Merrick couldn't be here as they had a previous medical appointment in Rapid, and she's got her driving. You know, as a commission, that we have written letters to you people, the sheriff's office, planning and zoning, to Bruce Outka, Highway Patrol, DOT, Marty Jackley, and South Dakota Liquor Board concerning this. We expressed our concerns about excessive noise, highway safety, and parking issues. During the motorcycle rally on Cool Deadwood nights, I contacted the sheriff's office and the South Dakota Highway Patrol several times. The business constantly encourages excessive noise from revving of cars and motorcycles. Their outdoor band and loud page to notify customers their order is ready. I don't think they've heard of cell phones. All impact us. The business is a magnet for bad behavior that's magnified by alcohol. An example was a disrespect that was shown to officers when they investigated a parking lot accident down there. As there's no ordinance in Lawrence County, I researched the South Dakota noise ordinance, and it's very lengthy. If you ever want to look it up, there's a lot of stuff in there. But the ordinance plays a crucial role in maintaining peace and tranquility in residential neighborhoods. Across the highway, there's 3 of us that are directly impacted right there. It ultimately enhances the quality of life for residents. That's us. By enforcing these noise regulations, the ordinance helps reduce disturbances and promotes peaceful living environment for residents. This is a personal quote, a quote from this law. It continues in there. This can lead to improved physical and mental well-being, as excessive noise has been linked to various health issues, including stress, sleep disturbances, and even cardiovascular problems. There's the ordinance codified law Title 9, Chapter 1, Section 25 that refers to number 4, to excessive noise can be subject to fines, citations, etc. Section 25, number 4 states that continuing to disregard such limits could lead to revocation of permits or licenses necessary to operate legally in South Dakota. We ask you to suspend issuing the Boar's Nest request for a malt beverage license until he has modified the excessive noise that impacts us. He's been subjecting our neighborhood to these disturbances since he started operating the Boar's Nest. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. Did we get her address?
Address.
The address, please, Carol Jean, if you could give us your address, please,
Address.
for the
It's
minutes.
just 21207 Thunder Lane. Is that what you wanted, our address?
Address, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else care to make a comment on the malt beverage licenses? Anybody online? Okay, if not, we will close the public hearing and offer it up for questions from the commissioners or action. Mr. Alka, as our legal counsel, do you agree with the legal questions that have been brought before us?
No, I don't think so. I think Title IX, as Brenda reminds me, and I'm looking at it right now, relates to municipal government. The county does not have a noise ordinance. We don't have the decimeters and the equipment that you would need to do that. In the past, you've talked about a noise ordinance, and you've not adopted one. So we have nothing to enforce in that regard. I do know that, going back to last year, that law enforcement, including the sheriff's office, the highway patrol, are very aware of the situation out there. You did, as Ms. Peters said, you have received some letters this year, and I forwarded them on to you, right? I think that I haven't been part of it, but I think the sheriff's office and DOT and others have met this year. I don't know what their plan is. I did hear, as of yesterday, it sounded like the DOT may have been out there along the highway across from the Boar's Nest. I'm not sure what, if anything, that they did. We were gonna go out there later on today. So the idea would be, I think last year they put up some temporary controls for parking along the side of the road. I don't know how effective those were. Hopefully they'll do something different, maybe along the lines of what they did at Devil's Bathtub with signage and painting on the highway, right? To keep the traffic from parking along the highway. I think that's a lot of the problem, not all of the problem, but a lot of the problem. So hopefully that gets addressed, but I don't have anything specific to offer you right now. I know planning and zoning is aware of it as well. I think they had communicated with the owners last year and zoned commercial. I don't know what we can do, to limit it. It's a hard situation.
But we don't have any legal standing to deny a malt license permit based on the traffic and noise issues. Is that correct?
I have to look at the statute just to make sure. Can you give me a
While
second?
you're doing that, Brent.
I'd like to hear from the sheriff and from the DOT and the highway department. What I'd like to do is approve all but that one and then wait to hear back from the state, the DOT, the highway, or the DOT, the highway patrol and the sheriff's department, see if they have any input, concerns, that kind of thing. But if I would make the motion to approve all but that one at this time. And then,
So then you're asking to continue that application.
I'd like to hear from them. Boar's Nest.
okay, well, I'll make a motion to approve all but the Boar's Nest. Let's start with that and then we can discuss how we want to handle that, the other part.
Okay. And contingent on the two that need to pay their taxes.
Correct.
It's been moved and seconded, or let's see, moved by Flanagan, second by Tisdale to approve all but the Boar's Nest contingent on all of the applicants paying their taxes prior to being issued a license. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, that motion carries. Do we need to continue the Boar's Nest or how does that?
I
how
think
does that
so.
need to work?
Yeah, I think so. Continue it till next meeting.
Okay.
Please.
I'll make that motion and then request it from, if we can hear from the state, the state fire department
And the sheriff's office and
and the highway patrol.
I'll second that.
Okay, been moved by Flanagan, seconded by Comer to continue the Boar's Nest Roadhouse LLC application for malt beverage and request that they appear in person at the next meeting for this hearing, along with all those safety personnel involved. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Okay, that motion carries. That is continued.
Thank you for your consideration.
Well, we're concerned about it too, sir. We're just trying to work through what we can do. All right, okay, a little bit late here, but 8:30, we have a bid opening for what this was for now.
For the bridges on the Nemo Road.
Nemo Bridge. Let's take it as a bridge.
I passed out your, this bid tab that Rose has provided for us. I also had one on my sheet, but I put them in order of how they are on this, so as we read them, they'll be in order. I will point out that we did just receive this one, but this Wolver excavating, and it's late, so I don't think we need to open it.
The date and time is on there, John. as well.
Correct. It was- showed up at 8:32,
Just
so,
need to take it.
And they need to be here at 8:30, is that correct?
correct.
Okay, thank you.
The first one we have is BX Civil and Construction. Does anybody need a bid tab sheet, or has everybody got one? You need one? I just give you the extra ones. I'd point out that Rose is here as well to review these before we make our decision to pass on to the state. There are no addendums. BX does have a bid bond. And we have let's see here. I gotta kind of figure these out, so how they are per unit. We're bidding these as a, two structures, but we're gonna, combine the bids. The first structure is, the bid is $1,078,379.35. So that's 1,078,379.35. Bid 2 for the second is $1,107,560.20. That is 1,107,560.20. Total combined is $2,185,939.55. 2,185,939.55.
Sean, is there any way I can help?
Helping me is kind of a loss. Second on this list is Core Construction. Is accompanied by a bid bond. Structure 1 is $935,100.44. So that's 935,100.44. Structure 2 is $946,370.69. That is 946,370.69. The total is 1,881,471.13. All right, so that's Core. Now, next is Heavy. Does have the bid bond. First structure is 1,015,559.64. That is 1,015,559.64. Structure 2, 1,019,472.65. That is 1,019,472.65. Total is 2,107,559.65. $35,032.29. That's 2,035,032.29. Thank you. So better.
Two more.
This is Ainsworth. And it is accompanied by a bid bond. Structure 1 is $1,137,672.25. 1,137,672.25. Structure 2 is $1,094,506.95. That's 1,094,509.95. Total is 2,232,182.20. 2,232,182.20. Halmy Incorporated is our next bidder. It is accompanied by a bid bond. Structure 1 is $902,483.70. That is 902,483.70. Structure 2 is $935,214.55. That is 935,214.55. Total is $1,837,698.25. 1,837,698.25. Next is RCS. It is accompanied by a bid bond. And let's see. Structure 1 is $1,100,723.32. That is 1,100,723.32. Structure 2 is $1,101,057.10. 1,101,057.10. Total is $2,201,780.42. That is 2,201,780.42. Oops. And our last bidder here is Quinn Construction. Does have a bid bond. Structure 1, $1,140,727.05. That is 1,140,727.05. Structure 2 is $1,163,265.55. That is 1,163,265.55. Total is $2,303,992.60. That's 2,303,992.60.
Yes.
John, I might have missed it. Were there any addendas that needed to be?
No
noted?
addendums. Everything's as is. Yes. I would like a little time to review these with the engineer. Yes. And then come back with a recommendation.
Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you for everybody that put that.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all of the contractors that put in bids and also the pros for working on this and reviewing. Thanks, everyone.
So I think that brings us up to planning and zoning unless I missed something else there. We'll pause for, take a little break here while we get set up and be ready to roll here. I don't know, 10 minutes or so.
Maybe sooner.
That's why I got.
We are at ease. Go ahead.
Um,
Okay, well, reconvening here.
Okay, so there was, at the planning and zoning meeting, Travis Schenk has brought up some concerns on a corner lot off of McNinney Road. There's some work being done out there. He's talked to the person that bought it, is Mr. Warwick, and kind of let him know that there had been 2 houses on that property. They've both sunk over the years. One of them, the foundation was about 10 feet below the ground, and the other one was a mobile home. So we did a bunch of research with the Equalization office, and we have some notes now. There was a building permit issued for the house in 1980, and that would have been the one that sunk, from what we can tell. And then, but there was no notation of it. Just, yep, there was a house, and then there was no longer a house. And then there was a mobile home building permit issued, I think it was 96, I think is what we've, 90, it was either 94 or 96, because there was one for a mobile home, like a 1967 mobile home, and one for a little shed. And then there was some kind of notes from like Deb Maynard and some, Eric and whatever in there that talked about that there was some concerns with it. And then it wasn't in our records, but in the EQ records, there was some stuff about when the wellhead went missing that Travis was talking about. It fell through and they never found the casing again. There was a bunch of notation because they came to the board and must have asked for a decrease because it was in the EQ stuff. So like for taxes or whatever, saying that stuff had sunk and whatever. But then before the trailer house was put in, there was notation that they came back to, there's a note in there from the Board of Equalization at that time that said something about because they filled in the sinkhole and did some stuff, then that's why the building permit was issued for the mobile home. And there's some records in the EQ stuff, not in our stuff. So I made copies of all of that. I have it. But that's kind of what we did issue building permits on it. But I think if we do it again, if this guy comes in, my thought is we would provide him all of that information because it does talk about what happened and why. And other than that, I don't think I can tell him no, because there's no there's no layer for, that's what we were waiting on. If there was something, there's no wetland,
Must be
there's.
some groundwater issue that's.
They moved the mobile home from the spot. It's as you
The mobile home
go
went
north on
away.
McNinney, just when you turn to go east, it's right on that corner, and that's been a problem lot since I was a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Travis
so the
knew all
well
the,
just sank?
the wellhead went away, the casing and
Yeah,
everything, they
casing.
lost it.
I sucked the well, yeah.
And the foundation, this guy that's digging right now found the foundation about 10 feet below where he was digging.
Was it a basement though? Or
No.
was it? So it was.
No,
a-
according
it was
to
supposed
Travis,
slab
it
on
was the
grade.
actual
Okay,
like
great.
foundation of the house from 1980.
Hmm.
And then the trailer, there's things in there that talks about like, well, so-and-so went out and basically jacked the trailer back up, like multiple times. They just kept adding
They
things
have to
underneath
keep
it to
working
get
on
it up.
Interesting.
Is there any geological information on it out there?
No, that's what we were looking at,
Just gonna
soil
make those
types and
sinkhole.
I
things
look
like
at like
that.
if it's in the Menalusa or the Madison, because there's big
But I don't-
voids in that too.
But I still don't think we have a reason to deny a building permit.
No,
I think we share the information and make sure he knows about it. And that's, I think, what Bruce is leaning towards, is at least put him on notice.
be
So
nice
that's
to
the
put out a
update.
public notice, so when it sells,
Should
people
be-
have a place to look up, there's been
Should
problems.
be attached to some,
Well, that's what
Well, we're being
I
able to-
think what we would do is at least all that data that we found in the old EQ records, I've now got it on the parcel with our building permit stuff, so we scanned it all in, so at least we have it there. I don't know. That's about all I got. We found some stuff.
Do you know if that was a permitted well in South Dakota?
Yeah, it's done by Well Company. There's a whole report in there
It's
on it.
fun and water.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering if they had a geological log with the drilling.
I don't know. It was done by a company. We have
Okay,
the
I'll look it
information.
up.
So I'm not sure, but there's my update on that.
Okay, thank you. Yeah,
Interesting.
There's
Interesting.
a history and a prevalency of sinkholes in that area.
That's crazy.
And this is not a suitable building site, but we have no reason.
I don't
to
have any-
deny it. No
he-
legal standing to be done.
He has not come in and asked for a building permit, but we're at least trying to give him the information that we have. So, all right. That almost back on time. Close.
Is there something that we can knock out here that I don't have anybody appearing for 5 minutes or 4
Second
minutes?
reading one.
I don't think he's here.
We can
Well-
wait 4 minutes.
We can wait
Yeah.
4 minutes.
So he is, if you want to, that'd be about the only one.
All right.
He says,
You said 2026, 21 was pulled.
What's Alka doing sending us emails in the middle? of
oh, the plan, yeah,
the
that was the Randy
Does
Decker,
he
one,
ever
right?
quit?
Is that right?
No. I didn't.
Just back construction.
Oh, I didn't. maybe
Yes,
I'm
that's
not.
what that was pulled,
Williams.
springs.
That's in the
Yeah.
bag.
Well, you read mine. I'm not gonna read it.
I'll look at it.
Just about the department head meeting,
Oh,
About what?
the department head meeting,
you're not involved.
Oh, just
June
leave me
4th.
out of this.
June 4th.
We pretty much did. You were trying to get
It's
involved.
more important people.
This must be Bruce's. Yep, that looks like Bruce's scribbles.
Wasn't expected.
This is pile right.
Pretty good range on those bids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
The low guy probably is wondering if he should be excited or nervous.
I've been there before. Yep. Next feeling when you win those.
Sounds like Jeff is kind of taking over the Iron Creek project.
Yes. Yeah, I've been talking to him. We'll be having some.
We could recess this county commission and convene this board of adjustment here anytime.
So move.
Second. And moved by Flanagan and seconded by Tisdale to recess this county commission and convene as a board of adjustment. Oh, we should vote on that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, that's official.
Quiet.
I'll call myself.
That went out here.
All right, we'll start the public hearing for change or a variance number 222. Ms. Amber, would you like to give us a rundown?
This is a variance for the St. Ange Volunteer Fire Department. We've been working with them for quite a few years, trying to find a suitable spot in St. Ange. They need a new fire hall. They were able to get some property from a lady down there that donated it to them. And with that, it's a weird size, kind of a triangle shape. So trying to fit the building on it has been very challenging. So with this, they are requesting a 23.7 foot variance to a 25-foot front setback, but it's actually from the railroad right away, not the highway. It's kind of a weird, we don't usually have that scenario, but that's what it is. But because the railroad right of way is listed as a public right of way, we still need to go through the variance process. There's multiple access points coming in from Center Street already. there's an alley that comes off of Third Street and Emma Street. They did go through the process with the St. Ange, I guess, board to vacate some of the right of way that was running underneath because there was like some alleys and stuff. So they did go through that process and got that approved. They'll have to get water from St. Ange. So that's kind of how that will go. It is the suburban residential zoning district, and a fire station is listed as an allowed use, so they can do it. But because they can't meet the setback is why they're asking for the variance. There is a drawing in here that they had done. It shows, so basically it's gonna sit property line to property line. They can meet 25 feet from Center Street. They can meet the 10-foot setback from the neighbor like they're supposed to. It's this corner right here that, to make it work, they just can't do it. So they are asking for this variance from the railroad right of way. The highway is on the other side of the railroad right of way. So, I mean, and if you look at the imagery, I mean, there's lots of space there. The railroad right of ways are pretty wide.
So it must be 150 feet, I'm assuming?
Well,
Is it 75 on each
75-foot
side?
railroad right of way,
At least 75
at
feet
least
there.
75 plus the 66-foot right of way of the road, of the highway.
Sure,
So you've got that plus the railroad right away
Yeah.
till you get to this
but
property.
it's 75 feet from the railroad.
Yeah, from the railroad is what it's showing. So this is kind of a different situation. I think it's a valid variance request. It's just, it is a public, kind of a public entity because it is for the fire department. If this was to the highway, I think we'd be having a different discussion. But in this scenario, the planning and zoning board did approve this request just on Thursday with everybody agreeing to it. So, no, sorry, Travis did not agree to it.
He agreed to it before. No?
But yeah, agreed to it, but was consistent with his vote.
Yes.
So that would be the only thing there. That's your guys' call. I think they opted that it met all of these requirements, was the motion at the time.
Okay, this is a public hearing. If you'd care to comment on this variance, if you could stand and say your name and your address and make your comment, please.
Just Woody over St. Ange Fire, and I'm here to answer any questions the public or the commissioners may have.
And your address, Woody?
11446 Fogelsong Road, St. Ange.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comments for the variance for the St. Ange Fire Department? Any online? If not, we will close the public hearing and offer up the commissioners. Commissioner Flanagan?
Was there any comment from the railroad, or did you?
They never, I mean, we don't have to send notifications, so no, I didn't really have anybody to ask.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Based on what reasons? Because Bruce isn't here, so I'll be Bruce. Based on
I
A, B,
mean,
and
curious
C?
to anything. I mean,
Okay, just A, B, and C if you want to, that's
Yep.
that's fine.
Okay, it's been moved by Ewing, second by Comer to approve the variance number 222 for the, and because it meets all of the requirements in the statute for issuing a variance. Any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, the variance is granted. There you go, Woody.
Approved it based on all of them.
See, I just started speaking of the It's stuck in my head.
Next up is variance number 223 for ED storage units. Brett Walters, Carl Livingston.
All right.
Francis here.
Francis here, yes. So this one, there was a building permit issued on the property October 16th, 2025 for phase one of the large format owned storage condominiums that we approved according to development plan 25-04. At that time, it was believed that the building met the minimum setback requirements. However, it was later determined that there was an error in the programming that was used to determine the measurement. And Trent will go into detail on that in a minute, but basically Bruce and I and John Bay went out there to the property, looked at it, asked for a survey to be done so that we could see where it was based on the right of way. That has taken place, and John did, basically it's not going to affect the right of way at all, but obviously it's close, but it does not meet the setback. The foundation is already in. They did stop construction as soon as this was determined, so they have not done anything else on it. We did do a stop work notice, and they've been, they've done everything with that. And then let me pull up the drawing. We do have some photos in here too, so you can see. So this is kind of the overall, it was in your packet of why they're requesting what they're requesting and how it meets the standards. These were the photos provided. Here's Rochford Road. Here's the foundation. It does not meet the 25-foot setback from the edge of the right of way. It's about 4.5 feet off, not quite, 4.1, I think. Here's the slab. This building is already constructed. Trees are in there. This is the overall, you can see here, the drawing. So they're requesting a variance for that slab. I can tell you, I recommend a denial of it. P&Z also recommended denial of it. It's one of those things that we're getting a lot more of this kind of stuff, and I feel like we have to, to no fault of anybody's, it happens, but it needs to not happen.
Well, somebody's
And Trent
fault,
is here.
'cause you could have surveyed the
Yeah.
corners.
Well,
and it would've
let's
been
let
done.
Trent explain
Well,
kind of what happened. Maybe
So,
would be, he's the applicant.
Trent Walters, a project manager for A2S. I worked down in Spearfish. So the circumstances with this particular incident, there was survey completed. At the time the lot was sold, the property corners weren't set, and so I didn't have anything to check off of at the time, so I relied on the data I had from the phase 4 development at Powderhouse Pass, which was worked on. With the exchange of drawings, we haven't been doing the plating, a different surveyor has, so we've been exchanging the drawings. In that exchange, when that was referenced in, somehow that got shifted in the CAD file. So I used the data I had available to me when I set those property corners. So a survey was obtained. The property owner followed the steps, paid for the survey. So he wasn't trying to cut corners or anything. The building was set exactly where it was staked to be, but unfortunately with that error that happened in that CAD file, it shifted that 4.1 feet. So that's, as soon as we discovered that it was shifted, we did immediately notify the county and start this variance process. It's one of those things, early on in someone's career, it happens. Everyone makes mistakes. I would say this is an honest mistake that was made. Immediately tried to deal with it and start this variance process. So with that being said, we look at the sites, and it's a limited request. It's just this building. There are future phases, but we've addressed the error in the drawing, so this won't happen again. The property corners have since been set by the other surveyor for this lot. So there would still be 20 feet of setback along Rochford Road. With this drawing, I believe the other setbacks are 10 feet. We don't access off of Rochford Road. So this is the back of the building. So there won't be any activity on this frontage to Rochford Road. We access off of Black Forest Road. So I think that would be, if you could take that into consideration in your decision. This is just a limited request. It is 4 feet. The foundation is in. If we were to remove that foundation with all the underground piping, et cetera, we're looking at roughly a cost of $130,000 to move that foundation 4.1 feet. So other points that have been brought up, I think when John was out there, we looked at it from a safety standpoint. It is on the neighbor's own property, still 20 feet. There would still be a 20-foot setback there. And then there's a 66-foot right-of-way there. There's not always 66 feet of right-of-way on these county roads. This one does, which is good. It gives it that extra space. So there's not a concern to public safety or any public injury in this instance. It was a mistake that occurred, and we're trying to address it the best we can and move forward the best way. And I know you guys wrote it in for a reason, and I appreciate your input one way or the other, so we'll respect that. And if you have any questions for me, and then Bruce did bring up at planning and zoning, there is a buffer of trees. If you can go to that picture, Amber, possibly. There's a natural buffer of trees along that side. And if you guys are hesitant, maybe a good compromise I'd like to offer is we could go in and plant additional trees to create an additional buffer between the back of this building and the road, which, you know, in lieu of that 4 feet that we're in the setback, maybe we create a natural buffer with trees. I thought that might be a good compromise of an offer possibly. But I do appreciate that we do have this variance opportunity to look at these case by case specifically. And I know I looked up past variances that have been approved. There was one recently in March. They failed to hire a surveyor. It was roughly a short distance that was approved variance as well. So I think this case is a little different. They hired a surveyor. It was an error that happens. I'm learning as my mistakes as I go. I'm continually always learning. I'm young into my profession, and I appreciate you guys' consideration. So.
Have your address, please, Mr. Wolford.
120 West Hudson Street, Spearfish, South Dakota, 57783.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is a public hearing, so we'll open it up to public comment. If you care to make a comment on this issue, please rise, state your name and your address. Go ahead, sir.
Marlon Ruby at 21542 Flatiron Lane. I purchased that property back in 2013. And in 16, I wanted to build a garage. And at that time, I tried to get a variance to get the setback of 25 feet from the property line. And that he absolutely denied it. Anyway, the concern I got on this particular project, he said 4.1 feet. Is that the foundation or is that the overhang of the roof? Is that an extra foot? Because at that time on my garage, it had to be the eave. It wasn't the foundation, the setback. So I'm wondering about that. I looked at the building that it's off. Yep, this one being built is going to be the same way. Is it? It's a foot overhang on the back side. So is that included with this 4?
No, the county commissioners opted to do to the foundation.
To the foundation, okay. Now, obviously, that's a pretty good sized building. Now, the slope of the roof is gonna be going right towards the highway, right? Now, in the meantime, I mean, we haven't had the snowfall like we used to have. I mean, if we get that couple 100 inches of snow, all that snow is gonna end up right there in that ditch, right by the Rochford Road. Now, is that gonna be a concern as far as blocking the road or stopping the snow blowing or whatever? It concerned me because we drive that road back and forth every day. I want to know, is that road going to be staying open or is that snow coming off that big roof going to end up on the highway?
Okay. Any other comments, sir?
Can I address that?
We'll later.
Okay.
No, that's all I have to say right now.
Okay. Any other public comments?
My name is Kay Rear. I live in the Black Forest Ranchettes. My concern is the same, the safety. The snowmobile trail has already been moved because of that building. I would think, I visually could see that it was too close to the road. That infrastructure was laid. They should have understood right then that they were too close to the road when that water line, that the infrastructure that they laid. They also continued laying that, which I'm glad that that's been addressed in the large parking lot, because I think we would have had a similar problem if this would have not been brought to the attention today. I thank you.
Okay, thank you. Did we get her address?
No.
Address, please.
21372 Old Railroad. I live on the opposite side of the Black Forest Ranchettes. I drive the Brownsville Road.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else in the audience? Online? Anybody online? Yes, MJ?
Hi, my name is Michelle Jacobs. I live at 11288 Black Forest Road. I'm just questioning that the owner that's building these are gonna sell them individually. And when they're sold, if the new owners will decide to put maybe a lawn chair back there or something and watch the bikers go by. So when they're individually sold like that, the owner gets away with it, but then the new owners might not follow the rules.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Anybody else? She gave us our address.
Did Michelle give her address?
All right, we'll go ahead and let Mr. Walters answer any questions that may have arisen.
Yeah, to address some of those concerns, the 4 feet regardless, there is that snowmobile trail is planned to go back there, and that 4 feet still fits that snowmobile trail. So regardless, there will be a snowmobile trail along that road. There is enough room for that, and that is the owner's property, so that can't go there. I believe the roof slope in towards the lot, I'm not positive on that, but regardless if that was sloped that way, there is a big enough ditch there. We did size that ditch and are doing work to grade that deeper, so that has been addressed as well. To address if someone's gonna do any activity back there, there will be a fence on the back side of this building. So there is no activity that will be going on between the back of this building and the right of way. If this were, indeed a front setback, you would have the opportunity to have a parking lot there, and there would be activity taking place there, which is why I believe there is such a large 25-foot setback in these instances, where this is not that case. This is the back of the building. There won't be any activity. And as far as a safety concern, we've addressed that. And I would like to say we would be happy to put trees up to create a buffer, which would help between the snowmobile trail as well to keep that separated from the road. Right.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
All right, with that, we will close the public hearing and offer it up to questions from the commissioners. I think Brandon was first.
I just like to hear from Mr. Bay.
That was my question.
That's what I figured.
Yep.
Well, when I went out there and looked at it and immediately seen the issue with it, the building is certainly outside of the right of way, but the setback is not. And my concern with that is, and I sent them emails and spoke in person with them, that anything outside of the building that would be encroaching on the right of way, talking about planting trees, and we're anti-trees in the right of way, so I'm not nuts about that. As far as North Rockford, you guys all know that place gets a lot of snow, and we need every bit of our right of way to put the snow. Okay, so with that being said, I made sure I specifically told them that there could be no fencing or signage or anything like that that encroaches into the right of way. If they're gonna put a fence, it would certainly have to be, at the edge of the right of way and not into the right of way. So I would agree that any activity that went on behind that building would be what would affect our road and our right of way. Myself, at this point, the building itself, I don't have a ton of concern with the building because it's outside of the right of way. And I don't, myself and my department, setbacks aren't that important to us, and that's a planning and zoning thing, and I understand it. But the setbacks don't really affect me that much as long as the right of way is observed. So whatever they do or whatever you all decide, as long as my right of way stays clear, I'm good with that. And I can tell you right now, I'm not nuts about adding any more trees close to my right of way. So they fall in the right of way. They don't never fall the other way.
Can I just respond to just one part of that?
Yeah.
So with that, there is still 20 feet between the edge of the foundation and the right of way. So that fence will be on their property and even 20 feet from your right of way. And so, and with the tree thing, if you don't want them to plant those trees in that 20 feet of property, we'll be okay with that. Absolutely understand. But then the snow gets plowed into the right of way, and this isn't affecting the right of way at all. It's just, this building sits solely on their property with an extra 20 feet of their property as a buffer. And in that variance 220 that passed, I think that was the case. One of the comments was building is wholly contained on their own property. And and everyone agreed the location is not an issue, which I believe here it's not. There's enough room there on their own property there.
Okay, I think we addressed the question there.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the commissioners? And or action?
I move to follow recommendation of planning and zoning and deny the variance.
I'll second that.
It's been moved by Tisdale, seconded by Comer to follow recommendations and deny variance number 223. Any other questions or discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Does the motion incorporate the exact motion of planning and zoning which reflected the ordinance?
It does. I follow the recommendation.
Okay.
So that includes all.
Thank you.
Any other comments, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, the variance is denied.
Okay, I have a question
Yep.
based on that. So
Okay.
usually when we deny, we would put in a timeline as to when that needs to be fixed. So, just so I know what to tell them.
Yep, Commissioner
Normally it's
Flanagan?
6
Well,
months.
here's a question.
Mhm.
Do they have to remove the foundation? If they built the building 4 feet in and left that concrete back there, does that affect?
I don't think it would work because of where the water and sewer lines are.
There's
Because they're
pipes
on the
coming.
back of,
Sure.
like they're on the back of the building.
Well-
Only.
We'll be removing the whole foundation.
So I just, we usually give a, they have, building season right now. I mean, do you want to put a timeline on there? Do you just, it's up to you guys, but that's what we've done in the past with them, is so that we have a timeline to work with.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Trent, do you have an idea? Have you done any contingency planning for this?
Yeah, it's gonna happen quick, so I don't know if a timeline's necessarily.
We got to get the foundation out of the way to build a new building. So
Yeah,
you're
it's gonna-
anxious to get that done. So.
I would hope quickly, but actually, I would actually request that a timeline be placed, because that'll help me.
So normally we would do
Make it
either
happen.
90 days or 6 months, it kind of, but I think
6 months should be fair.
either one is
Seems
fine.
like, well, September 1st would probably.
Yeah, September, October, they usually keep going.
Mhm.
So those are usually.
Move
the
that
two
it's
reasons.
completed with it by September 1st of 2026.
Second. And by completed, you mean removed?
Remove.
Yes. Yep. And that was, I don't remember, it was Comer or Flanagan that was first.
Comer was first.
Okay, it's been moved by Tisdale, seconded by Comer to remove the foundation in question by September 1st. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, we got our timeline.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming up, Mr. Walters. We appreciate your honesty of the issue and your accountability too. That doesn't often happen anymore.
Thank you.
Can John step back out? Do you want to do his bids?
He's right here.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. We need to adjourn as a board of adjustment and reconvene as county commission.
Yes.
So moved.
I got a text
Second.
message.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Motion. Yep, we got a motion to adjourn as board of adjustment and reconvene as county commission. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, we are back to county commission and we'll take a break from planning and zoning to review the bid report.
All right, we received 12 bids, 11 we opened. Will we be sending that other bid back to there, Brenda?
Yes,
You'll,
we won't open it.
don't open, but you're gonna send it back to the contractor. Thank you. After reviewing the bids, Broses went through theirs as myself, and everything seems to be correct. We recommend Holme Incorporated be awarded the bid based on their being the low responsible bidder of $1,837,698.25. And that will be contingent upon the South Dakota DOT accepting and also concurring for this approval. So we'll have to send it to them and they're gonna have to make that final decision. But that's the bid that we would like to go forward with if that suits you.
Motion to follow recommendation, waiving all irregularities.
Thank you.
Second.
Been moved by Flanagan, seconded by Ewing to approve or to follow the recommendations from the highway superintendent. Any exception of any irregularities. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Is there a timeline listed on this bridge, John?
I think it was
Completion date?
October 27, is that correct? October of 27,
As a completion date?
Yeah.
Okay.
substantial completion.
Mhm.
My goal is to at least have them start on this year, but we'll see. It just, kind of depends on the contractor. I'd like to get some of it started this year. I'd get it finished a little earlier next year. So.
Yep, hope it works out that way.
Anything else?
If you could just, I don't know if this is a John or a Brenda question. I was just wondering about our highway expenses, how much they've increased since 2020 for cost per mile on roads. If you could have that information to me by the end of the week.
Our computers are now up and going, so I can have that.
Okay, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, John. All right, back to planning and zoning, change of zoning 291-26.
This one, Trent's still here. Okay, he didn't leave. This one, we've been talking about this for a while. This is the second reading for today. And what that is, what's the best way to explain it? So we had the original Powder House Pass Community Improvement District and all of that. There was the original master plan. We've had 3 amendments now, I think, to that master plan as they've continued to develop it. This particular one is related to clarify the sewer equivalency methodology and define commercial units for the wastewater allocation purposes. So there's no changes to the PUD boundary, but it allows us to know what to utilize as they go through it for sewer capacity, really is what it comes down to as these commercial units are continued to be developed. And then also with that, we had an older ordinance that was in place when this master plan was originally created under the PUD zoning district. At the time, it wasn't a PUD zoning district, it was a separate ordinance. And there was some verbiage in there regarding some open space. When we got rid of that process and just went to a change of zoning to a PUD, so this is one of those that was kind of in the middle of that. That language was removed from the requirements. And we just they have to do a master plan. They have development agreements for each phase, like that whole process is in place now. And so as part of this amendment, they are also requesting that they be able to utilize the new language instead of the old language, because we don't actually have that ordinance anymore, if that makes sense. So the old ordinance had 25% requirements. The new language, if you kind of remember, this would have been Tom Brady days. There was always concern with these open spaces and no one was paying taxes on them. They weren't, doing weed control. It was just sitting there. And so the language now basically says that they have to have some form of, whether it's the development, the HOA owns it and they pay taxes on it, or the landowners own it with like a no build restriction. I mean, there's different ways they can do it, but it's basically making someone be responsible for that land. So that was kind of that change. So as part of this amendment, they're also requesting that. So there's the 2 things. The amended master plans, we keep track of those. We know kind of where it's at. Like I said, we have 3 of them. I brought my big book down because that was a question. That is my master book. It says do not destroy on it because it has all the original paperwork in it. The development agreements are in there. And then anytime they do an amended master plan, we keep track of them. So that's kind of what this one is. That's all I have. Trent is here if you have any questions. He's also working on this amendment with us for AE2S.
And it was just the water and sewer changes. It doesn't change the number of lots along with the boundaries.
Nope, nothing changes the boundary or the lot sizes or anything. It's just the water and sewer and that specific language. And I think he has that in his letter.
Okay, I think we're up to action or questions. If there's any questions or discussion on this. Commissioner Flanagan.
Can you tell us what the planning and zoning board's recommendation was?
Yep, they recommended approval of it.
Any comments or concerns?
There wasn't really any,
Main thing, it cleans things up.
I think it
as
was
far
just
as
clarification.
usage of water and
And that's what it looked like to me. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't any discussion that I was missing. So I'll make a motion to approve changes only 291-26.
I'll second.
Yeah, moved by Flanagan and seconded by Comer
Follow
to
recommendation.
follow the recommendations of planning and zoning and approve the change of zoning number 291-26. This is a process that we've been working on this for several months, it seems to me, so.
Mr. Chair, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Does the motion includes the second part of the discussion regarding the requirement of the no open space, right? I'm just trying to be clear about that, and then we're gonna have to have that reflected somehow in an agreement so we can capture it. Does that make sense? I think Trent's memo references it, but I don't know that the master plan does, so we probably need to follow up and include that in there. Is that fair, Trent?
Yep.
So we're all on the same page?
We are. Yeah, she's looking to see if that was in the
I,
recommendations.
well, it will be now, but no, it wasn't. It's in the summary, so normally we would have that summary with the minutes and then the master plan. And when I went through the master plan, it doesn't specifically state they're removing the 25% and adding the other one. There's some language that I would get that out of it, but I'd probably have to go back to the minutes to find it. So I think Bruce's suggestion is we maybe just update some specific language in
So
that
the motion would
section.
be to follow recommendation, approve, and incorporate the summary in
Yes.
Yes.
there.
And you're still okay with that, Commissioner? Okay. Okay, it's been moved, I guess I got that part done to include and have it include the language for the green space. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, that motion carries. That change of zoning is complete. Next up, 2601. Another public hearing for Crow Peak Properties.
I believe Mark is here. Yep, he is. Okay. So this one is Development Plan 2601 for Crow Peak. This is the Crow Peak Brewing Company tract. Currently zoned highway service commercial. It is in Spearfish's joint jurisdiction. I did request information from Spearfish, but I never received comments from them. I did request it a couple different times. So they are requesting to update and add parking, remodel the stage area, which they've already done, remodel the restaurant area, fence in the area around the stage, umbrellas, picnic tables, all the stuff. Most of it is already completed. As part of some review process that we had, Spearfish got the building permit on some expansion things. Basically, I became aware of it and contacted Spearfish and said, well, you can't expand without doing a development plan because that wasn't what the original development plan was approved for. You need to refer to this document. They got a hold of Mark and kind of went through the process, and Mark right away, got a hold of this and said he did not realize that the development plan, because he's a new owner, he didn't realize that that was in existence. It's been quite a few years. So we started working on it. And so he does recognize that some of the work's already been done. Parking wise, there is enough with the changes that he's made and kind of cleaned it up. There's a definitive area around that kind of makes it where you can see where the area is to sit while you're watching concerts. The parking is straightened out. There's still enough spaces there based on the square footage. Overall, there's not much. And then he has kind of some phase 2 area of adding parking on the adjacent parcel that he has an agreement on. There's a lease that was submitted. It's basically a lease in perpetuity to use that additional parking area. There's also, he explained in here, phase 1, that's already been completed, and he recognized that. Phase 2 is the addition of the parking. And then if and when they get to the point that they decide to close in and expand, then we'll have to deal with that at a later date. But right now, they're just trying to bring it into compliance for the parking stuff, because everybody knows there's been a parking issue. So that's all in the packet. If you guys have any specific questions for me, or like I said, Mark is present as well.
Okay, this is a public hearing, so we'll open that up now. If you have any comments on for this development plan comments, sure, stand up and state your name and address. Mark, did you have any comments that you wanted to make?
Mark Schwartz, 1119 North Canyon, Spearfish. No, like I told the planning committee, I drew this up and I was taking it to the city and somehow it got mixed up and I thought the city, every time they gave me the building permit, was approving the re-addition of the parking, and we found out it didn't, so we did it. Basically, I purchased into the LLC in August, and I mean, it was really a cluster, especially the drinking location. There was no clear defined ban. People drove, kids ran in the parking lot, and what we really did is made it a safety issue. We got concrete blocks on all the 58 parking spots in the current process right now, and it's pretty well defined. We redid the restaurant, which was falling apart. We did the stage out there, and the best I could do, because even though we have the right number of parking spaces on big events, it needs more parking. So we were able to get a lease forever, and I have a right to purchase that property as a first right of refusal. So someday we may buy that house down there too, and we have the option to make parking even bigger if we go any further with it. Right now, it's kind of a resuscitation to the business event, and we'll see where it gets to, but we definitely need the parking, and that's what we're gonna work on in phase 2, as soon as we get the approval right now.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else that care to make a public comment? Anybody online? Okay, if not, we will close the public hearing. If there's anything more to add for information there, what would leave it up to the commissioners for discussion or action?
What we'll do is if this gets approved, then the new development plan will get forwarded to the city of Spearfish. So they would incorporate it like as they're working on building stuff. That's how we usually do it.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved by Ewing, seconded by Tisdale to approve the development plan 2601. Any other comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, motion carries.
So I will try to work on that this afternoon and get it to Jamia, and I will CC you on it, Mark.
All right. Thank you. All right, move into flats here. I think this.
Can I ask a question? I made a mistake on the variance 222 for the Sinai Fire Department.
Yes.
I forgot to ask for the waiver because normally when it's a fire department, we don't charge them a building permit fee.
Move to approve the waiver.
Man, we can't do that. We're
I
not.
think you have to go
adjustment.
back into Board of Adjustments.
Wouldn't that have to be a county commission decision, Mr. Alpert, since it's
Oh,
a
for a
fee?
fee waiver, it probably would, but I don't.
Yeah,
Probably would, yeah.
Okay.
good point.
So I forgot to ask when we were talking
Okay,
about the
you got a
variance.
motion.
Well,
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved by Tisdale, second by Flanagan to approve the waiver of the building fee application for the St. Ange Fire Department. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, good, Captain.
Thank you. It was just all like.
Tisdale, Flanagan.
All right, so we.
We almost need a flow chart of who does what.
Yeah.
I tried to put it in the agenda
Yeah.
itself.
So we're out of
Script.
that. Now we're to flats.
So, yes, you all saw the weed report. I would commend the weed board. Their new policy there seems to be working. We've had, it's been a lot more proactive. Certainly appreciate that.
His reports are getting smaller.
Well, they
I
are.
said I don't really need the pictures. That's for their information. We just need to know, what they're doing.
Well, and there was, all but one of them had a weed plan in place or taking action. So that was encouraging.
So you told him less materials better?
Well, no, not necessarily, but I don't need all the pictures of the
All right.
weeds.
All right, 2620.
All right, so this one is for Joel and Rachel Graham. It's Lot 1 Revised Reby Ranch Estates. This one's kind of funny because this property's been re-subdivided, less subdivided, I don't know how many times now, but this was subdivided into 3 lots. Now it's sold. This guy doesn't want 3 lots, he wants 1 lot. So we're going backwards again.
Consolidation plan.
Yep, consolidation, so lot line revision, so it would be exempt.
Motion to make it exempt. Second.
It's been moved by Flanagan, seconded by Tisdale to make the plat exempt. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay. Motion carries.
Preliminary and the final.
Make a motion to approve the preliminary and the final.
Second.
Been moved by Flanagan, second by Comer to approve the preliminary and final plat for Joel and Rachel Graham. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. And we'll hope that he controls his copies there too.
Yes. And 21 was the one that was pulled. Just go to 20. Is, oh, Brad's here. Okay. You want me to keep going?
Yes, please.
So preliminary plat is for Jeff Miller. You guys have kind of seen this one already. We did a layout plan on it in January of 2026. And at that time, there was questions as to where we were going to measure the cul-de-sac from. Planning and zoning, the board determined that it would be measured from this point, so where the cursor is, from this point to here is what they decided to measure. So therefore it met the requirements of the length of the cul-de-sac. And so they did not need the exception. Your request in here said that it was kind of up to you guys if you decided it needed an exception, but P&Z did make that determination. This is the road that comes in is Doc's Place. It's a public right of way. And then if you remember, you guys had requested them to extend this and show it on the map that comes all the way through and comes back out onto Green Mountain Court. They would have to have that private access easement document number so that we know it got recorded properly before the plat would get recorded. So that's why it's blank right now. So that was the determination at planning and zoning. Other than that, it meets the requirements. That was pretty much it. Your road profiles and everything were in here. There's really nothing else. I guess that's all I had. Brad is here as the surveyor if you have any other questions.
Do you have anything more to add?
No, I think unless you have questions on the determination of the cul-de-sac, I mean, so if you read the definition of cul-de-sac, it says an entry or a roadway with, it's in here, but basically only having one outlet. So like if you were in the cul-de-sac and came out of the cul-de-sac, you could turn left or right, which basically says the cul-de-sac kind of begins at the entrance. That piece heading east rather than the entrance of, that was kind of the principle.
Yep. Okay, I'll leave it up to the board here for action or questions.
Do we have a fire plan on this one?
Yeah, it's in the package.
Okay, so we don't need it. So there's already one in place.
Yeah, there was a fire plan. And basically I don't think there was much. And then there's also the as-built in the document.
I'll make a motion to approve the preliminary plat. I want to say once the easement document number once the easement document's been filed and the number is attached.
Yeah, it probably won't really come into play till the final plat because this is just the preliminary, but that's up to you. Usually we would do that motion with the final plat because we can't record it.
Okay.
But that's your call.
I'll do it either way.
Okay.
Second.
I think we have to have, you have to choose one way or the other for the motion.
I'll choose it the way I did.
Okay.
Okay, so it's been moved by Flanagan, second by Tisdale to approve the preliminary with the easement, as long as the easement number is listed and recorded.
It's recorded.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
Aye.
Nay. Okay. You got that, I assume, Brenda?
Got it? Good. Thank you.
Okay, 2025-24. Julie Edmondson.
Okay, this one is actually a replat again, so it would be an exempt plat. Julie owns a lot that 13A, which currently sits in Black Forest Ranchettes. And then she owns tract 75, which does not sit in Black Forest Ranchettes. And she owns both of them. The driveway comes across 13A. And when she was talking to, I believe this came about because she was talking to the equalization office and she's getting two taxable lots for residential build, and she just said, well, it's just my driveway. I don't really need it for anything. So she just requested if they could be combined into one lot. And I guess, this is okay to do. We did have, the deeds office already looked at it and said it was fine, because even though part of it was in Black Forest and part of it's not, it was okay to do. So there's no issues with it, and it fixes her problem, and she still gets her driveway, which is good.
Move that as exempt. I'll second.
Okay, been moved by Tisdale and second by Flanagan to make the plat exempt. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, that motion carries. It is exempt.
Move to approve the preliminary and the final.
Second.
And moved by Tisdale, second by Colmer to approve the preliminary and final plat for 2025-24. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, that one's approved.
I don't know. Let's see anybody here for this one. So again, this would be exempt. It's also another situation. Nemo Mountain Cottages and Bruce Keller, Tracy Rambo have done a lot of moving lot lines around over the years. This is another one that they're moving lot lines around. So with this one here, this is the original house. There's a house that sits here. There's the big house out front. They are moving the lot line. You can kind of see this dotted line right here. This portion over here where the storage buildings are now going to sit with the bigger house on the front. And then this lot just moves this way a little bit. This portion here used to be with this lot. So they're just swapping where those storage buildings sit. There's no change on the back of this. So they started with 3 lots. They're ending with 3 lots.
Just a different shape. And
It's
maybe
just different
size.
shapes. Yep.
There aren't any trees on any of this. So, wow, there's like a
Nope.
hand, like a couple here and there. So I'll make it exempt.
Hayfield.
I'll make the motion to exempt it from the fire plans.
Second. Been moved by Flanagan and second by Tisdale to make the property exempt. You actually did before you did. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
I didn't know it's wrong.
It is exempt. It's a fast-paced meeting here. We gotta keep.
Yeah.
Pay attention. All right, what we would like to do beyond the exempt.
Move to approve the preliminary and the final plat.
I'll second.
And moved by Tisdale and seconded by Colmer to approve the preliminary and final plat. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, that motion carries. On to 26.
All right, so this one is just, it's basically just a final plat. Fire plan has been completed. We received the letter. Roads are already in. It matches the preliminary plat. So there's really no changes. Just doing 3 lots.
Motion to approve final.
Second.
And moved by Comer and seconded by Flanagan to approve the final plat for 2026-26. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, that should also carry. Take care of it for you.
Yeah,
You have
I need to check with her. There was a question on the change of zoning.
I've been a break.
So I
We can
need
do
to
that.
look at something.
We'll take a 5-minute recess.
Everybody's going. Yes, I can.
So,
Might be
All right, we will come back into session. Ms. Amber, did you have something
I
else
did.
for us?
I missed that the changes zoning 291-26 as part of their request, they did request a fee to be waived because we were the ones that asked them to redo the master plan with the changes to the stuff, and I missed that. So if we could also do a motion to waive the fee for change of zoning 291-26 amendment to the master plan.
So moved.
They're quasi-governmental.
Yeah.
Second.
Been moved by Comer and second by Flanagan.
Bruce is
To
like,
waive the fee for the change of zoning. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed, nay? Okay, that fee is waived. The minutes are accurately recorded. Are you done now?
yes, but she wants you to sign the plat.
She wants me to sign it.
I can, no, I
Or
can
you
wait, I
good?
just thought if they
You're good?
had, I'd
Okay.
go.
Go for
Okay.
it.
All right, next up, the Demo Fire Department discussion. Would like to transfer a fire truck from Spearfish to Nemo. Yes,
Justin Hendrickson is here in the back, and if I can give a little bit of a summary.
please do.
So in the past, the county has acted as a conduit between Spearfish and Nemo to transfer a fire truck. I think maybe was that about 2010 or so?
That one came from Rapid, actually.
So we've acted in that capacity in the past. So presently, Spearfish has a fire truck that apparently they no longer need. And there's mutual interest in transferring it to Nemo, as I understand it, correct?
Yep.
And so looking at the statutes, I have an email into David Knox, who is the Spearfish city attorney. There certainly is a statute that allows the county to continue to act as the conduit. I think there's actually two statutes, but one statute that I pointed out, and I'll read it quick like, any political subdivision, so that would be the city, may convey and transfer any real or personal property, so a fire truck would be personal property, which is held or owned by it, the title of which has been obtained, and which is not held for public use or which is about to be abandoned. So in other words, I think the city is going to declare it to be surplus property. Does that make sense? To another political subdivision or a nonprofit corporation, and I'm assured that the Nemo Fire Department is a nonprofit corporation, if it's to be used for public purposes. And a public purpose would be a firefighting, correct? And this can be done without offering the property for sale and without requiring the political subdivision or nonprofit to pay for the property. So I put that question out to the city attorney saying, hey, I think you can convey this directly to the fire department, but if necessary, the county can certainly act as the conduit. Again, there's this statute because we are a political subdivision, et cetera, right? So the city gives it to us, we can give it to Nemo. I haven't heard back, so this is more of a status update. There's probably more than you want to
don't
know.
want action today?
Can I say something? Sure. Mr. Knox is no longer with the city. He got his old job back and he can do it from Spearfish, so he quit.
He's done.
And now the new one is Ashley. It was there previously.
Yes,
Whatever her last name is.
Ashley McDonald.
McDonald, yeah.
Is she back?
She's there temporarily.
So maybe I'll hear back. If you wanna, so I have not had any communication myself with the city such that I have the title, we have the title to approve it. If we need to do it that way, you could make a motion that you're willing to accept title to it with the idea that we would convey it to Nemo. Does that make sense? And I think Paul's been talking to the fire chief as well.
I've talked to Brian and Ziegler, deputy chief, and he conveyed the same thing that Commissioner Tisdale said, that they're working through the lawyers, but that's kind of a hit miss thing too, and not for certain, so.
From what I heard out of the last time I had a conversation with Brian, the city attorney, before he left, kind of has this shovel ready. Whether that's actually what is happening, we don't know. But that was what he told me about a week ago.
I make that motion as recommended by Mr. Alka.
Second.
It's been moved by Tisdale, seconded by Ewing.
I actually had a thought on how to word that, but go ahead. I agree.
So the motion would be that
If
if
the
it's
county will facilitate whatever necessary, whatever
Yeah,
is
if
necessary to
necessary.
transfer the fire truck from Spearfish to Nemo.
To include taking ownership of it temporarily to transfer.
And I'll amend my motion accordingly. So both.
I'll amend my second.
So we all know what we want to do. It's just a matter of getting the wording. The county will facilitate the transfer if necessary. In a nutshell. Any other comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Okay, hopefully we can get that done sooner than later.
Thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Justin.
I signed
What did you
those. I did. All right, next up is board discussion with the Natural Resource Committee. I thought maybe Mitch Iverson was gonna try to be on it. I don't see him. So just kind of as an update, as we're continuing to negotiate with District Ranger Patrick Champa on how to word the memorandum of understanding giving the county cooperative agency status. So it's been I wouldn't say a challenge, just trying to work through some wording. There was some concern from the Forest Service that as cooperative agency, cooperators, I should say, that the county would be given some sensitive information not available to all of the public. And so how to keep that information secure and still fit within our public or open meeting requirements has been a bit of a challenge. There was also some concern there that if the county was making public comments on these proposed actions, that we would not have the ability to utilize that sensitive information in our comments. So trying to work through that. We're communicating with Mr. Outka on how to do that. It doesn't really apply with the executive session requirements. But we don't want to be talking about so sensitive information might be something with archaeological sites, something with sensitive plants that the public doesn't need to know where they're at. You know, that sort of thing. So I think we're making good progress with the district ranger. He understands what our challenges are, and we understand what his challenges are. And so I think we're going to hopefully have the wording very soon on how to do that MOU. So the plan, so what I will open it up to the board here is to how involved you want to be, I guess. My concern has been that I want to make sure that the board continues to stay engaged on the management of the forest, and that we're not just appointing a representative to sit in on those private meetings in the Forest Service, on the ID team meetings, as they decide on management plans for specific areas, without any without any information coming back to the Board of Commission. So how to do that was the question. What Bruce and I kind of thought maybe we could do is put together a fact sheet that we could make available to all the commissioners. And if there's some concerns or comments that they have, that they would then need to just relay them to me as chairman, and I could relay them on to the natural resource representative on the Forest Service ID. So then we don't necessarily have to talk about them in an open meeting, which is what we're trying to avoid. So unless you guys are just comfortable delegating somebody to make those decisions for the board, I guess that would be the other option.
I was hoping Bruce would be around because I'm not sure where MOU and contractual matters aren't the same.
Yeah, and is that the law that you put up on there for us?
It is basically.
It is, but it's not negotiating the actual contract, I think was the problem. It was, we're setting up a contract or an MOU for a cooperative agency status, but does that apply then to the information being given?
We could still wait for Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was.
You can sign
That's
those documents when you're
explaining
waiting.
that this is the owner of Board.
Oh,
They heard what was going on, so they
came in.
Instead of coming in.
Okay.
So he's explaining kind of what happened to him.
To what?
That's the owners of the.
Oh.
So we were just, had some questions on withholding the private information from the Forest Service and why we couldn't use the executive session to do that, how that fits in.
We looked at the exceptions, and it's not obvious that it fits in any of those, that the legislature contemplated that in county government, for example, any government would be dealing with a federal agency. It's a bit unique. I'm not concerned about the information itself. We see up there, I think, for example, 127, 1.5, 27, it's a record made closed or confidential by a federal statute or rule. And I think that probably governs this type of information, right? So we have that. I can't see where in the executive session rules where it clearly fits in it. I guess it could be dealing with talking to the lawyer, but this is not really my information. It's the Forest Service information. Does that make sense? So I don't have a great answer. So maybe the question then comes about how it's disseminated, who it's disseminated to, and I think you were discussing that. I'm sorry, I had to step out for a second. Typically, the county commission has relied upon the Natural Resources Committee to accept information, collate information, and make recommendations. And so if we sort of like streamline that information to the Natural Resources Committee or to a portion thereof, would then take the information, formulate recommendations, and come back to you for approval. Obviously, you would always have the opportunity to see the base data if you wanted to. Historically, I don't know that you have. Does that make sense to everybody? It's been basically you relied upon that committee to give you guidance. And so it's going to be much easier to manage and control the information at that lower level. Because if we give it to you, we're going to probably have to recollect it and take it back very formally. Does that make sense? And I'm not even sure what format it's going to be in. And so that's the best that I have is to defer to the Natural Resources Committee, a subset thereof, to manage the information and protect it.
Because the MOU will require us to maintain some confidential information, and so we're just trying to figure out how to do that and still involve the Board of Commission.
And again, if I may, the information, if you ever had questions about the data, you could see it, but we just have to control it. And also, I think some of the statutes, there's a couple of them that also talk about archaeological sites and so forth, vulnerable property. And I think this probably fits in that definition. So I'm not really concerned about keeping the information private. It's just a matter of kind of how it's discussed.
So I guess I'll just throw it out there. Just wanted to bring it up just to see if you had any concerns about how we're proceeding on this.
Just keep working on it.
Yep. Yeah. It's a very good relationship, I would say, with the district ranger. Continues. He's been very open to meet and discuss these things. He's trying very hard to do the right thing in an environment that's not always easy. Okay. All right, Senate Bill 96. County option for a county sales tax to offset owner-occupied property tax. We threw that up there. We're starting to get a little bit more information on this. Still don't know if there's more information that we need. I think they're still kind of working out, the Department of Revenue is still kind of working out how it would go through the auditor's office. Essentially what would happen is the county, if enacted, the county would create up to 0.5% sales tax or 0.5% sales tax. That money would be collected by the state and given to the county twice a month. The county would then have to set up a property tax relief fund, and that would be a credit then to the owner-occupied property tax. So how to run that through the auditor's office, setting up a fund is nothing new. Having to put the credit on the tax notice, both from the auditor standpoint and the treasurer's department standpoint, that's probably going to be something new. So I'm trying to figure out the software of that and how to implement that.
Does the state have a software solution yet?
They're working on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I think all of us are a little bit nervous when the state has a software solution.
Yeah. I'm reading a lot of people that say we need to do this right now, and they don't realize that it's not the option to do it right now. There's a lot of moving parts that need to be assembled before we can plug it in.
Yes.
So it's not dragging your heels. It's like we need to wait till we have the tools to put this beast together and then hope that it operates the way it says it's supposed to.
Yes, we can't take any action until July 1st. And if it was enacted, we could not start collecting sales tax until either January 1st or July 1st of 27. Right. So that's important to know.
And it would probably then apply to the tax bill following year, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Well,
Depending on when you start and. you know, and how you want to implement it. If you want to assume that you're going to collect X amount of dollars, you could do it right away and, you know, hope that you would collect it,
Sure.
but you don't know. And so you know, there is that option, you know, but
Yeah, it depends on how far out on the gangplank we want to walk there. We could project how much sales tax we're going to collect and apply that to the tax notices that would go out in 27. And then hope that we get that amount, or we could do it at a lesser amount than what we would
I would think
expect.
there'd be some conservative estimates that would make sense.
The state says that we collect $6 million, almost $6 million in Lawrence County, which would be at 84%
80%.
tax relief for owner occupied. Or the other option is to go a year and collect all of the sales tax and then apply 100% of that minus the administration fees.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
And so there is, was it SB 216 regarding the school levies as well? 245, excuse me. So that goes into effect, I think, automatically. So I think there would be some savings there, no matter what you do with respect.
Correct. That would take effect July 1st.
How much of a savings do they have a projection?
$547 for a $325,000 house. That's what they're projecting.
I think I put it in your packet.
So that could possibly be enough of a cushion for projections.
Yeah,
things
so
that we
the-
choose that way.
So the levy for owner occupied went down to 67 cents per thousand. That's, you know, for every school district for owner occupied. That will be implemented for 26 payable and 27. That's why they did that transfer, that $56 million to transfer into the school fund or the state aid. There are, I think, Wendy said 4 schools that are self-funded, and one of them is in our county. So, you know, I'm not sure what that's going to look like for them, but.
You want me to give you an update on that? I have one.
Do you?
I can't speak for the entire board. The preliminary budget is being discussed tonight. I have the numbers. The revenue projections are very conservative. They're going that because we just, same boat as you guys, we just don't know how it's going to affect our school district specifically. We are hoping to not levy the maximum if we don't have to under the certified occupant. We haven't for years. Our district hasn't. Hoping that it will, we're projecting, I think 200,000 of our fund balance to cover the changes that are coming up, because we're gonna have to take it out of our money because we're losing that amount of money coming in. I think the hope would be that, I'm just kind of reading, we would have the option to set it to the maximum, but we don't want to. So we're trying to be conservative and keep it down as much as we can. So that's kind of what they're looking at, but it looks like we're gonna have to eat about a $200,000 out of our own funding to just barely make it. But our goal is to not increase it, keep it down, which would cause a little bit of tax savings, in theory, is the goal.
So just getting back to Senate Bill 96, the timeline then, we couldn't do anything till after July 1st. We would need to let the Department of Revenue know 90 days in advance of January 1st if we wanted to implement this, which would puts us into October sometime. So we would need to act on this. If we're going to implement it, we would need to do it sometime before or between July 1 and probably October 1.
Mr. Chairman, so yeah, I think there are 2 effective dates. It's either the January 1st or it would be, or in July, right, every 6 months. So yeah, with that 90 days, I think you have to have it wrapped up by the end of September. You get that 90 day or January 1st start date.
So 2 ways that this could be implemented. Either the county commission could choose to do it, or it could be referred. It could be referred whether we choose to or not, actually.
Initiated. I think they say referred, but the public could force a vote to have it, right?
I think they need to do that.
That's an initiated measure.
Yeah.
Referred, well, if
Referring
we,
the ordinance.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, it could either be referred or initiated. Correct.
but yeah, so that, and that's Because I think some of the discussion was, why don't we just put it on the ballot? But I think it was decided that the commission couldn't do such a thing, right?
It was, yes.
That's my opinion.
Well, yeah, that's not the opinion of the governor's office apparently, but that is the opinion of, I think the courts would probably have that opinion.
I can say to just statute that would give you language that you would expect to see if the counties could initiate if it's not present.
The testimony is going through this bill at Pier last year was that it could be done three ways. Either the commission could do it, it could be initiated or referred, or the commission could just push it to a vote. There's not a legal course that they can actually do that. You can do that with opt-outs, but not with this kind of thing. So that was the testimony, but it was not written that way into the bill.
More to come.
More to come? Yeah, so I just wanted to kick it out there so we could be thinking about it, so we could gather up as any information when we got to the summer and we could bring it up again.
Mr. Chairman, I know that Chairman Jennings has been contemplating this now since the session ended and has been gathering information and attending. There was a webinar or a meeting last week on this, right? And has been putting together information and just been waiting to present it to you.
Yes.
There's been a lot of work behind the scenes. Brent has been, I think, involved in some education as well.
Appreciate any updates as they come.
Yeah.
Tried to include the most updated information that Brenda brought some back from last week from her spring workshop. So that's in your packets. I'll just kind of leave that in there and kind of update it as it's on the drive as well.
Yeah, that's the presentation that Wendy gave while we were there, so.
Yep, this is a constantly changing
thing.
thing.
It's huge. It'll be what it is. We'll make it work however we have to, as always.
Okay, any other questions on that? Okay, we'll move on into items from the public then.
Mr. Chairman, I think some of the boards now start here.
Okay, and we'll, so when we move into this, we welcome in your public comment. We ask that as you do, please focus on respect, clarity, and adherence to procedure while keeping your comments to 3 minutes or less. So that we may capture it in the minutes, please give us your name and address. While making your comment, please be concise, state your comment, and avoid personal attacks and profanity, and follow the chair's guidance. Remembering that we are listening, but typically not engaging in back and forth dialogue during public comment, as the goal is effective communication, not debate. So with that, we'll open up public comment. Sir, what's your name and address?
My name's Jim Schneider.
Christy Schneider.
We live at 21358 Whitetail Drive, Lead. What's in question is our business, the Boar's Nest, 11275 Highway 14A in Lead. We understand that probably about an hour ago that our malt beverage license was denied.
Was continued.
Continued. Okay. Sounds like one of our neighbors was in and had talked with you guys about it. We didn't know anything about it, or we would have been here to try to, give our case for it. We just have neighbor problems right now, and we're only open 4 months out of the year. We're just trying to run a business. We've never had any citations out there. We've never had any DUIs. We've never had any kind of issues like that, any kind of alcohol related issues. We have officers out there. That's because our neighbor likes to call them continuously. And they know that. I've spoken with them, and we're not, we have some parking things that we're trying to get that alleviated. We have the highway department out there right now working on painting, no parking, delineating where we can and can't park.
DOT, I believe, right?
Yes, they're out there right now, actually, as we speak, working on it. I spoke with them. We talked with Jesse. He came out yesterday. Christy and I both spoke with them. We're getting all that figured out so that we don't have that issue going this summer. It's going to be very black and white what we can do out there on the highway as far as people parking. And the only time really that's ever an issue is during rally. Everything's busy in the whole area parking's an issue everywhere. It is for us. We try to do what we can. I had an overflow parking area last year. I was trying to bus people back and forth, just doing whatever I could to try to alleviate problems that we know are there. It's just something that we're busy during that period of time. We're not trying to if it comes down to it, we have music out there. If it comes down to it, we will do away with that if it makes things more peaceful for everybody. It's not that important to us. It's obviously not as important to us as our malt beverage license. I mean, you know, we need that basically to operate our business. And we're not trying to be a pain in the butt or anything like that. We're just trying to run a business, and, you know, that's kind of where we're at with it. And so, like I said, you know, to reiterate though, we have not had any citations ever as far as alcohol related or any actually anything, noise ordinances or anything. But I mean, we're only open from 11 until 8 o'clock at night. We're not there late.
Some wild party,
No.
people staying out there late drinking. When we first bought the business, we did try to stay open later, and it just didn't work. We're in the middle of nowhere. People want to get back where they're going. We're more so operating a restaurant, and that's what's frustrating, because our neighbor keeps calling like we're some like huge alcohol. We have a lot of families there. They're playing in the creek. This is more, people usually stop there to have something, maybe something to drink, eat, and then they're going on to their way to their travels. We have a lot of tourists. We do have locals that come, but I don't know. We really feel like our neighbors painting this into some, you know, that we're encouraging all this loud cars and stuff like that. Cool Deadwood Nights, yes, has gotten really big, and we will have to address that. That's usually the only event that we have that has maybe gotten out there. I mean, we haven't had anything with Raleigh. People ask us, oh, it must be wild out here at Raleigh, and we're like, no, really not. I mean, people might have a drink and then they're going off to Mount Rushmore. They might stop and eat. We're shut down Raleigh at 8 o'clock. We're exhausted. Even at night, all our staff and everyone is usually out of there by 9 o'clock. We're open till about 8:30. We don't have stranglers that are sitting out there being wild and crazy late at night. A lot of this problem has started because we have a one-man band guy. He wanted to play music. We let him. That really upset our neighbor. That's when all the calls started coming in. That's when it all started. Yes, we started to get frustrated with law enforcement out there all the time, because we felt like we were being harassed by our neighbor. I mean, it's just been nonstop all last summer. And this is a local guy that wanted to play, and we're like, sure. And usually we had him done by like 5 o'clock. It wasn't even anything that went late. It was like an afternoon thing. And he might be, sometimes when the weather wasn't great, we had him inside. And then when the weather got nice, we put him outside. We are willing to forego that if we can get this guy to leave us alone. I mean, we may have to take legal action against, we just want it to stop. We're just trying to run a business. We don't want problems.
And yeah, I understand all that. And that's kind of why we continued it, because we wanted to be able to pull everybody together that's involved. Yourselves, DOT, the Sheriff's Department, everybody, just so we know that, you know, to work through this issue, because we don't, you know, it's a situation that we would like to go away to.
Sure. Yeah. So us too. So.
Yeah. Mr. Tisdale.
We have continued the public hearing, so we'll still have access to comments from these folks, or do we close public hearing?
You close that thing, but you can still have, accept comments.
That's up to the chairman.
Be here next.
We can still have comments.
Mr. Chairman.
Yep, go ahead.
A couple things if I can update the board. So I talked to the sheriff when I found out the Schneiders were going to be here. He had a conflict, so he couldn't be here to come back again. I think he and I and planning and zoning will try to work between now and your next meeting is May 26th. So that's 2 weeks from today. So I've continued it tentatively until about 8:25, I think, in the morning.
Okay.
If that changes, I'll probably try to let you know.
Okay.
But in the meantime, we'll try to get the most recent information, including what's going on with the DOT. And then also make sure that the Peters are aware, so they have an opportunity to be here. And if I can, I just did a quick little bit of research, and just so you know, I don't know that this issue has really come up, or if it has, it's been a long time ago. Looking at SDCL 35-2-1.2, and it says The Board of County Commissioners has discretionary power to approve or disapprove renewal of malt beverage licenses. And this is the Woodruff versus Meade County case. And it goes on to say that suitability of location remains a factor to consider in determining whether to renew liquor licenses. Court will not presume that location, though at one time declared suitable for sale of alcohol, will always remain so. So it's in that context that you're considering it. Does that make sense to everybody? It's not a one-time evaluation statute. It looks like it says if it's a suitable location at one time, maybe it's suitable forever, but the court cases have gone on to say that that can be considered on an ongoing basis.
Okay.
I learned that just now.
Okay, thank you. Amber?
Yeah, I'll just add, just because we did get a complaint today, because they thought you were in the creek again, which we dealt with it last year as well. So this is kind of, it is something that we get probably starting from now till the end of the summer, between me and the sheriff's office, we spend a lot of staff time dealing with this. It's the same complaints over and over again. Ultimately, we always tell them, we don't have a noise ordinance. They're done by 8 p.m. Most of our stuff we say, in the past, we've always done a 10 p.m. kind of cutoff, and that's always worked. That's kind of what we've been standard. That's what we always tell the neighbors when they call and complain. The other complaint was they don't like the PA system because they call out, number, whatever. They don't like listening to that all day. Same thing, we don't have a noise ordinance. Music, we allow at many places, again, usually consistently, they're done by 10 p.m. And then the parking area, we had worked with them last year when this all started. There was an old truck that sat. We asked them, well, could you add some parking in that area? Because it's out of the creek, it's not in the floodplain, even though they keep telling me it's in the floodplain, it's not. We reviewed it. So as long as they're not pushing dirt into the creek side, they can be up on that top part. I know the one thing we had started working on last year was, maybe adding lines to it to actually show parking, some of that stuff on the concrete part, but we don't require that with gravel parking. I mean, as long as there's parking spots. So they have made an effort to extend that parking lot, and that we've been working on, and they're doing some more work to it now. So just so you guys know, we did get a complaint today again from Merkel's, which is another neighbor out there. And we did go and address it. Jeff went out there, talked to him. That's how he found out about the meeting. Jeff kind of, and then I called Haley, right? So just so you know, they've been good with, when we call them, we can have discussions. So.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're working, we're doing whatever we can, we're just trying to run a business, and we're not trying to not get along with anybody. And I mean, yeah, it's just, it's become kind of crazy that it's a lot, we're just.
Well, even at Jesse at DOT said they get complaints after complaints, and that's why they're painting the lines and.
Yeah, so we went through it with him yesterday. We're all on the same page as far as what is going on, what can be used, and stuff like that. And they're out there painting right now, and we're good with it. It's very clear to everybody what, what's there. And then, and this is going to help also, I think, with that also, that everybody knows what's there. And so, anyways, yeah, we are not trying to not get along with anybody. It's just.
Yep. Yeah, we appreciate that. We appreciate you coming up today, and hopefully you can make it back up the next meeting.
Amber, how long is the license good for? Is it?
Well, I think that's what I was gonna ask.
July 1st.
July 1st?
Yeah, but
So you're good
expires
for
at
now.
the end of
Okay.
June. Or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we'll definitely be here at the next meeting, and we appreciate you guys giving us a chance to express our concerns about it.
Yeah, because when we get complaints, we certainly have to address.
Sure,
it.
no, we get it, and we're not trying to cause any problems or anything. We're just, and I just don't know what it's going to take for the complaints to. I mean, we really feel like we're trying to comply and be good people, and that's kind of out of our hand. If he wants to call every day, I don't know how we can stop that. And that's what I tell the officers when they come out, and they're kind of the same way. They understand. I mean, really, I've spoken with them, and they get it. They're kind of like, yeah, I get it. It's like, I know it. You're just doing your job. And so, but anyways, so.
All right, well, we'll pick this up again next meeting.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks
guys.
for coming in.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Anybody else from the county how are we here? Anybody online that would like to address the commission today? All right, we will go on to items from the commissioners.
She doesn't want to say anything.
Say anything? I don't think so. Anybody have anything that they'd like to bring up for us?
No. Nope.
I believe we ran out of business then.
10:30.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thanks, everybody, for your participation today. And your overall joyful attitude.
I know what Cassandra's on there for.
What did you say, sir?
She an attorney? I wonder if she was a.
No.
She's in real estate,
I think so. Cassandra Brook.
I don't know.
See you, Sarah.
See ya.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Sarah. Very exciting, this lady's plat. so she
Yeah,
could be on her way.
I have to go back to work and listen to the phone ring.
Yeah.
Seemed to be in a big hurry there.
I can learn a lot listening to you guys' meetings.
Well, you never know what's gonna happen.
Let a bunch of old guys confuse you. That's.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get to that. Here we go.